Being said, did I tell Discord? I don't remember if I told Discord. Let me just make sure I did. I did. Yeah, they don't care today. It's fine. That just means more people will get to watch it the first time on YouTube. I'm not tripping. So that being said, say hi to YouTube. This will be on YouTube later. Like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell down to the goals for the 13-month series. This can get you and you can stay notified. I don't think I'm reading replies. So if y'all in there arguing or adding more hot takes, I don't care. I'm only reading the original takes here. So I asked you guys to write down your hottest takes for Tower of God. I asked you if you could stay season 3 if possible. So we're gonna go through it. There's about 53 comments here. Hopefully y'all punctuate it and use the proper grammar, because that's really what pisses me off about reading y'all comments, is me having to literally decipher ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. All right? I need y'all to type properly. I'm tired of having to figure this stuff out. But let's get in without further ado. All right, so first hot take. And the hot take is basically an unpopular opinion, right? Yes, unpopular opinion. What's up, YouTube? Yeah. SIU ruined season 3 with the presence of the regulars. Season 3 was all about rankers and higher rankers, yes, yet he insisted on having the regulars around. We went from the terrified feeling of the power of rankers, Yuri versus Karaka, to all regulars somehow just surviving the power of rankers. Easily at that. You gonna need my jargon for this? God damn it. From the cage arc where Kun and Rack somehow kept on surviving the ranker, high ranker beastkin, including Paul straight up killing Kun, and him coming back to life again. Surviving the encounter with Doom, surviving the encounter with Calhellum, surviving the Nest War, swimming between the bodies of others that casually died as a result of rankers, and even some rankers themselves that died. Yet we somehow have C rank regulars swimming in between corpses, grabbing soul stones to give to White. Kun somehow outsmarting a high ranker branch head, which led to his death. C rank regulars Can Hong taking blast from high ranker head, shrugging it off with a smirk. Hot somehow being able to affect the division commander with his Deus Ex Machina sword. Hot slash Shibisu even surviving any of that. Couldn't somehow magically picking up nonsense that only we, the reader, could possibly have known, i.e. with the mouse tailing him. Kun having one look at Bam versus White, then drawing the conclusion that they must both be trying to absorb each other. Rack actually managing to do anything to White with a spear. Kun and Rack getting White's power. Kun not playing a family head. A family head. Did he outplay a family head? Oh, worst thing ever. Kun not even ducking with the power of an unleash from a family head fight. Kun talking to the family head. This evolved into Aguero Aguero bashing secretly deep down. Worst thing ever. Aguero not even ducking with the power unleashed from a family head fight. Couldn't talk to the family heads, somehow they're equal. All terrible takes and terrible writing. The only saving grace of all that nonsense is that the only saving grace between all of that nonsense that came out was Luzlek and Urek again. Yes, I'll throw Cha in there as a Cha fan, even though SIU completely ignored him lately, and we are still to see some actual greatness from him. His fight with Kendrick DL wasn't bad, I guess. Season 3 could have easily been the greatest season yet if he just left off the regulars. His insistence to use them, even when basic lore easily suggested it shouldn't be possible at all, absolutely ruined not just season 3 but the story as a whole. He just made a proposal. Traumerei still sunned him. Yeah. But I don't know. I do think if you wanted to keep rankers to stay scary, you shouldn't have brought the regulars around, because it feels like SIU has to do any and all things to protect them, keep them safe. What's up, Pantagana? Keep them safe. So I get that. I feel it. I don't know that that's the single most reason why rankers have lost their relevancy, but there's not much here I don't really disagree with. Like Aguero and Rat coming to help him take White's power, whatever. I'm indifferent on that. I hate that sword Shibisu has. I fucking hate it. I hate that stupid ass blade. Dong Hey, whatever it's called. I don't like it. So I'm with him on that. Just a lot of things here that I get. I don't dislike Aguero the way that I feel like some of the community does. So him doing some of the stuff he does hasn't completely bothered me, because when it comes to Aguero and specifically Shabisu, I'm okay with them just being like, I'm the smart person. And with Aguero, you can add a level of deviousness, sinister, being sinister with it on top of it, just because he is a kun and they're a little underhanded. But this was a good way to start it off, though, all things considered. What's up, Immortal Naito? All right, next. Oh shoot! I already uncollapsed this. Wait, did I like this? Let me like this. I'm gonna favorite this too. That was well done. I'm not reading the replies. I don't care. I just don't care today. I'm tired. For a non-season 3 hot take, I think that the Data Hidden Floor arc was mid. Though it's been a while since I've read it, I might just need to revisit this. I don't hate this take. Let me tell you why. I think the totality of that arc ends up being good, because I'm more of a person that cares about the conclusion, the end, more than the beginning, the journey, the whatever. I think that arc ends so strongly, I end up thinking a lot higher on it. So I think the stuff with Data Dwan and with Bam versus Data Zahard and him getting his true self mode and the Zahard popping in with his power and then that transitioning into the 3 orders, I love it. I said this. You could go back on my live reaction from way back with my terrible camera. I'm in 480p, and I'm like, I do not care about Batiste, Rose, and the 000110001. You're a code to me. I don't care. You're not real. This is a virtual world. It's digital. And the whole, my true enemy self, that shit did not move me. So I'm pretty much not invested unless it's kind of like Data Machine run, legendary. I loved it. With some of the big breeder stuff. And then really what Bam had to do with Data Kunadwan and learning his Shinsu quality, Shinsu shape, and then fighting Data Zahard. Those are the only parts that interest me. So I don't think this is a crazy take to have. As for season 3, I think the Walls arc was really good. At least when I read it, I enjoyed the whole thing pretty much. Not sure if this is actually a hot take or not, though. Season 3 kind of feels 7 out of 10. It's solid, but nothing impressive. Not a whole lot has had a large enough impact for me to form a hot take or hold too many strong opinions. But in all honesty, that might just be due to how the recent arc being a little weaker than what came before it. I hate the Walls, so the cage. If you're talking specifically about the second defensive wall with the cat tower and Calivan going through it and stuff, that's probably the better part of it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's somewhere in the middle to me, but it's really the cage, the beginning of season 3 with Miyama and stuff, up until I suppose the wall of peaceful coexistence. It kind of lost me. I'm okay with Aguero outsmarting rankers. He even did it back in season 1, but I agree with everything else in that take. That's fair. Hey, if you ignore them data side characters, it's a fire arc. Facts. The trading was great. Too bad it amounted to nothing later on. What if it turns out the whole tower is virtual, all regulars are cold, only irregulars aren't? Would that ruin the story for you? Probably. I don't really this is a personal thing. I'm sure there's probably an example in my head where it was a dream all along. Or I guess Final Fantasy X, though I haven't really played it, but I'm very intimate with the story of Titus. I don't know how to say it. Don't shoot me. I don't know. I'm not a Final Fantasy person. But the whole what was happening and him not being real, there's probably ways to do it. It doesn't bother me, but that's just one of those storytelling devices that I just don't like on a personal level. I would throw it up there with Amnesia. I'm not saying every instance of Amnesia that I've seen in any type across all media is bad, but I usually don't like it. Actually recently, because I was replaying some of the Mega Man games, I was thinking about replaying the Mega Man Zero GBA games again, and when Zero wakes up, he has amnesia for most of the game until the end. I just don't care for it. It bothered me with Big Mom. It bothers me in a lot of things. There's always execution always matters, but yeah, You know what? It's like how a lot of people feel about time travel. I have no problem with time travel as long as you have established rules that you don't break unless there's an outlier scenario or case that makes sense. Or you make your own rules for time travel. I'm cool with you making your own rules for your own story. Like Kingdom Hearts is like to time travel first. You must discard your physical body and only travel as energy and all that shit. Like, all right, do your thing. But yeah, just not my cup of tea personally. Heart. Top of my head, I'm not sure how hot this take is though. Family heads are underwhelming so far with their portrayal. Erasing their memories make them seem like pussies and cowards so far. They can't handle it. It's gonna hurt so much, so erase it. Even if it's for other reasons like there isn't enough discord between family heads that the memories would cause, I also think Traumerei is the most pathetic loser I've ever seen. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have to pause here so the Traumerei fans could take in the insult. That guy's a loser. Big facts. Now he's evil. He's done things that I'm like, okay, I'm looking at you a little different, but he's a loser and a weirdo. Absolutely, I agree. He has to be in control because he's so insecure. He wants to kill his lover because he doesn't want her to leave him, but he's too see to do it himself. So he makes someone else do it and erases his memories so he doesn't have to remember it. Then he talks like he's a god. He can make the truth, but he's just like a soft, insecure little sea coward. That's very interesting. I like that take. It doesn't bother me, but I think family heads being underwhelming, just what we were talking about last stream, though we were talking about power. Very reasonable take to me. I agree with it because I'm mostly thinking from a power standpoint. The idea of very, very strong, powerful characters being deeply, deeply insecure or having a lot of ego and pride, and their ego and pride are easily bruised is not a concept that's foreign to me. I'm okay with them all somewhat to some degrees being a facsimile of that. Like I amassed all this power to control people so no one would leave me because people always leave me or I feel like they're going to leave me. Like, I think you can work with those parameters to make a character very interesting despite their power or godly status. But yes, I think Traumerei is a fucking loser and a coward and refuses to face any or all the things that he's done. So that's what's up. I think season 3 is an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9 depending on the ending and what SIU will show us, and is cooking binged, and a 6 or a 7.5 week to week. So I did notice this when I kind of went through some of these. I was more so looking for hot takes, not like I'm gonna put my cape on and shake my fucking ass for Slave in Utero. Because a lot of these takes are just people are like fans, fanboys, fangirls, fan they thems, whatever, just shaking their ass for Slave in Utero. Look, man, I will never tell you what you can and can't enjoy. If you think it's a 9, more power to you. For you to say this is a 9 in comparison to what's happened prior to Tower of God, I think is objectively and impartially incorrect and a terrible take. Now, this is really the part I want to talk about. Cooking binged, I just don't understand how people look at a story from this vantage point. I get it and I don't get it, I guess. Let me hold on. Let me gather my thoughts. Whether I read something week to week or in a binge sit down. So let's say there's 100 chapters and I caught up chapter 50 and read it week to week, or I read all 100 chapters in one sitting. Does that change the literal content of what is happening in the story? The answer is no. The pictures, the words, the story beats, the pacing, the artistry, it's the fucking same. So this idea that, oh man, it's so good if you read it in a binge, but if you read it weekly is bad, is not something that I fully understand. Yes, sometimes I've revisited arcs on a non-week to week basis, and because I was able to read it in a more cohesive manner, because I don't have to wait, I have enjoyed it a little bit better or understood it better. But that very rarely really changes the score I've given it. I'm gonna use Dressrosa. I did enjoy Dressrosa much more when I could just read it all in one go. Did I up the score of the arc? No. Because the content is the same. The pacing is the same. The story beats are the same. The character arcs or character arcs that don't happen are all the same. That doesn't change. Whether I'm reading it for a month or... So 4 months would be every week, technically. If I read 4 in a day or 10 in a day, like that doesn't change that to me. Now, I understand in a week-to-week or a monthly format or bi-weekly, bi-monthly, you have to curate your chapter in a way where it somewhat tells a story in one chapter or in one issue and end with a cliffhanger to entice you to keep going. That's not lost on me, but it's just one of those takes that I've been hearing from the anime community for many years that I just think it's lazy. Like, oh, it's not that bad. Wait till it's over and reading it in one sitting. Is there fucking a DLC or patch that happened in the story? No. So it's the same shit. That's my biggest problem with this take. If you think it's a 9, more power to you, Willie. I can't argue with that. That's your opinion. Rachel is a far better character than Bam, despite all the progression he went through. Oh, I agree with this. Rachel's one of his best SIU's best characters. Strength-wise, Bam will always win, but Rachel unironically makes the story have stakes that I have not seen any high ranker do this, despite her being so weak. Ooh. If I had the Joe Budden, pew, 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 hey. Yeah. Despite all the trials and tribulations and obstacles that Bam has gone through and true self and accepting his power and this and that and, I have to accept the death from my master, he's nowhere nearly as mechanically depth from a character writing standpoint as Rachel. And Rachel has, in a lot of ways, consistently and continually brought the most drawback and stakes to the Tower of God series, which is interesting to think about. I agree with this. Well said. Very absurd. That was not an absurd take. I wonder if it's a hot take. I wonder how many people actually disagree with that, though. That might be a cold take, but it's a good take. Kun, Rack, and Dorsey should have never been in Season 3. They should have continued climbing the tower and progressing to become rankers. Having them as regulars facing rankers is just ruining their ranker status. So this is similar to what we started with. I don't know how much I blame the fact, like Aguero and Rack and then Dorsey to me would be the ones that I could take with me, because Dorsey's supposed to be powered up by the power of blood, plus bong bong, train a little bit, get stronger. Rack is an ancient. He has that power up that we've seen him use already, and then Kun is a direct descendant that also like has like IU and stuff. Like Rack and Aguero to me are ranker level. They're just not powerful rankers and haven't had time to really assess their strength or use it, whatever. And then if Rack goes, I'm not a predator, I'm not predator, I'm not prey, I'm a predator, he can like, I guess be upper ranker, higher ranker level. And Dorsey, I actually have a short for you guys coming out soon. If you're on Patreon, you've already seen it, where I feel like for some reason I've really misjudged her strength. But I don't feel like that's my fault. I personally feel like it's a storytelling issue that he had with her specifically. But I want to see what the community thinks before I make that assessment. But, all right, fair enough, though. Ranker status has been ruined. And I've always made the argument that's why he created blue holes. Sorry, let me just grab my water. That's why he made blue holes. To make up for the fact that, he's trivialized rankers, so he has an unknown tier of strength. This is somebody's already opened water. What the fuck? Why is that over here? With the fucking case of water. That's so weird. Sorry. I forgot what I was saying, so I'm gonna just move on. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I can't interrupt my thoughts too many times before I forget, so sorry. We need a time skip. We need a time skip. We need a time skip. Do I agree with this? I wish you elaborated more on why or how long and what you would hope to happen during the time skip. It's hard for me to really comment on this one. I don't know if I agree or not, though. But fair enough. More power to you, brother. Ma'am, they, them. Maybe you're a Goomba. I don't know. Everything happening in season 3 would make so much sense if it was happening after Bam and company climbed the tower and became rankers. SIU has shot himself in the foot as he struggles to force the regulars in season 3 to be relevant, not to mention the fact we no longer go back to simply climbing the tower, as Bam and company are way too strong for that to be interesting. Though SIU can salvage that second point by switching perspectives to Wagnang and following his climb, or come up with some reason why Bam and company have to do the administrator test on each floor instead of the regular test, so the difficulty is equivalent to Bam's level. What do you guys think about this one? I've always been an advocate for decades worth of time skip. Ooh. What do you think about all of this happening after they had completed the climb to the 134th floor? You think that makes more sense? Do you guys like that? I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm... You think yes? Okay. Interesting. Not to you. I think it would be better for sure. I guess in keeping in line with exactly what the comment is saying, yes, it would make more sense, much more sense. I don't know if that's the solution though, but okay, I agree. Well said. Yeah, and then just doing the administrator test would just fix the rest. So, all right. Hot takes. Oh, there's several. Bam's most interesting interactions this season has been with Lilial and Shilial. As far as the season is concerned, I think Lilial greater than Dorsey. Who the fuck has Bam talked to? All right. Now you all know why I dislike Dorsey, but Lilial and Dorsey is insane. He said even I can't go that far. Lilial is as Simi would say, blonde hair magenta in. No. Blonde hair magenta is crazy. Blonde hair in. No, I don't like her. Magenta hair in is fine. Shilial is the one I don't mind. The worst thing to happen to AA's character was him waking up for his coma. Oh my god. Overall, the Ness arc was good outside of Bam versus White. Even then, my main issue is Aguero and Rack's power up. White's character went down after the Dollar Show. Vincent taking control was the best thing to happen to Hulquin. I don't care about Hulquin's story at all. May he never resurface and fight. Wait. How is Vincente taking control the best thing to happen, but you don't want to see him ever? Oh no, you said Hulquin. Never mind. All right, never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought he was saying like, I'm glad he took over. Now just remove him from the story and never show me this ninja again. And I'm like, wait, you just said it was the best thing that ever happened to him. That's crazy. Okay. Liboric and Calavan is the most disappointing fight in the series. I don't disagree with this. Oh my god, the way that played out was so lame. Like, I feel like the Calavan side switching shit was so goddamn pointless. Like, I'm gonna go fight Liboric, and like, you're a common soldier now. You're going against the army. You're siding with the enemy, and then y'all like had the worst fight of all time. He waited till you got tired out, hit you with some electrical fucking elemental combination, powered you up. You were about to smoke him, and then you spent like 8 chapters doing this. When Traumerei popped up, nigga was just on bended knee, bro. That shit was garbage. Nah, big facts. And Calavan's my guy. You know that's my man. But big facts, that was so garbage. Oh my lord, it was ass. Oh man. I agree with this hot take. Lilial hilarious? Nah, she's not funny at all to me. She is not funny at all. He's still kneeling. He's still on his knees, bro. He bent the knee, which is insanity. Oh Lord, this was good. This was good. I like that. I like those set of hot takes. My biggest hot take is that Tower God sucks ass. It started off really good in season 1 and in early season 2, but everything after that was a disaster. I would still say, for me, the fissures and the cracks for me form during the last station, though I don't think it's a terrible or bad arc. But in season 3, boy, howdy, we lost the effing plot. We lost the plot there. So, sorry, I lost my my comment. There we go. So yeah, that's crazy. Okay. And Dorsey is a bad character in my opinion. I don't know what motivations or goals tie her to the tired to the story or drive her to persevere. Currently, she just feels like she's there to be Bam's love interest and give him a webtoon shonen MC that's not a unique aspect to her because he's like that Yu-Gi-Oh monster magnet warrior for girls, Ewa, Yuri, Shilial, etc. That's not... Oh, is he talking about Duke Devlin? Duke... The Dice Monsters guy? I don't even remember. What's up, Lizard? One of my friends are in chat. What the fuck? Where was I at? I lost where I was at. I lost where I was at. Lilial, Shilial, etc. is not special to her. She abandoned a knack and sucks in fights, and she's basically a walking warp spell to get characters out of jams in a plot convenient, lazy way. Even her personality doesn't super stand out nowadays because instead of being the cool-headed confidant season 1, she's like a hothead tomboy like a lot of jihad princesses nowadays. I don't know what SIU's going for, man. Thank you. Pantagana definitely probably has a stamp of approval on this. Yeah, I've never known... His comment is next. I've never known... I don't get the appeal. I've never got the appeal from her. She has some panels where I think she looks good, but other than that, I'd never liked her like that. So that's just me. So I'm 100% with you. A lot of Dorsey haters in this one, eh? I had to come for you. Couldn't leave the broski hanging. I appreciate it, dog. Aguero is actually the strongest character. Now let me tell you something. When he busted out that magic spell to stop Dumas's armor, he might have been the one. It really might have been. He might have been the one. Aguero cannot die, bro. He got IU. IU is busted as hell. Like, I obviously think Bam is stronger than him, but like, I don't hate this take in terms of like, he's got a skill set and toolkit that kind of makes him hard to deal with. Plus, he's supposed to be smart, and he's not unwilling to do something evil to win. But, you know, we'll see how it all shapes up. I like it, though. I love it, though. She's a typical tsundere, and I hate tsundere. I don't like dedes at all, really. What are all the dere types? I forgot them. I used to know them. Is it kyudere, tsundere, yandere? Yeah, which one? What am I forgetting? I can't remember. So kyudere, tsundere, yandere, and there's like one more. I just, it's lazy to me. I actually have been thinking about making a video talking from my other channel talking about how I don't like them, but it turned into a video about me kind of talking about women characters in general, and I don't know if I want to put it out. I think Dere. I think so. There was one with the Dere. But I'm like, I feel like if I put this out, the internet will be mad at me and be like, "You're a man, don't speak about women issues in writing." So I'm like, I don't know if I want to put it out. And he didn't flinch when Gustang and Traumerei clashed. That's when he accidentally revealed his true power. Big facts. That's the truth. That was the moment there. Don Dede is when I couldn't remember. There we go. That's when I couldn't remember. Is there more now? Hime Dede. See, now we're doing too much. Edo Dede. Bidi Dede. What the fuck? Is that Misaka Mikoto? Bidi. Okay, now we're doing too much. The story was way better when Bam was still climbing the tower. The war kind of slowed it down a little despite the amazing battles. I wouldn't even call the battles amazing, but fair enough. SLU bit off more than he can chew And season 1 is therefore the best season. I don't even disagree with that. I'd still say season 2 has my favorite stretch. But season 1 is a phenomenal setup and foundational piece for what everything is built on afterwards. It's the most focused on the actual story. The art is rough but endearing and stylized. We actually feel a sense of awe and wonder. It feels grounded and we can connect to characters. Season 2 was good and had a lot of great moments, especially the floor death in the last station. See, this part I don't agree with. I would kind of say like a little bit of the like kind of like the dollar show kind of stretch a little bit before that up until maybe the hidden floor. But season 3 completely went off their rails and the series tanked ever since that Kendang Dang subplot. And so you tried to tell way too many sub stories no one cares about, introducing way too many characters and the story got out of hand. Like hard facts. Facts. You see Nyadere? Nyadere is probably a cat related one. A cat related one. There's not really 49 of them. There's probably like 6, but just like with anything, people love to create sub categories. Because BD Dere is like BD is a nickname that I don't know what it actually means. I don't know if it means shock or electrocuting, whatever. But that's a common name given to characters that have electricity related powers. Misaka's a tsundere, but she has electrical powers, so I guess they're like, oh, because she has electrical powers and is a tsundere, we combine them, BD dere. I'm like, that's not real. You just made that shit up. That's stupid as hell, and I hate it. Man, so much hate on season 3. I don't think it's that bad. Unfortunately, Willie, you're rare in that sense, because even I don't think it's good. Like, if someone said Naya rated out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5 or a 6. But we read your comment already, but you'll see it later on if you watch the VOD later tomorrow and stuff. But no, a lot of us don't agree. We don't agree. And I do think 5 and 6 is me being very nice. We need a time skip during the time skip, SU should focus on giving us what the heck is going on with Wagner now. So this is a second time skip comment. I just see, at least you said, I wish you gave me a time frame, but at least with you said during that time, what we would do is we'd go with Team Sweet and Sour and focus on them. I'd give season 3 6.5. Okay, that's fair. I'm probably okay with 5.5, 6, but a lot of that has to do with like me giving credit where credit is due, me liking a couple of concepts like Blue Hole, and honestly, if I'm being very, 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 very transparent, let me help y'all out, man, because I am a one-trick pony. You see this guy right here? Saved a Van Kel's life. Freed the Beastkin. Blue Ore legend. Drip go crazy. Crip, blue on my body. Okay? Me love actually getting a moment to save the fucking day by itself. That's 3.5 points. I don't care how anyone feels about that. He's the GOAT. He's the fucking best. The story is better when he's in it. Bring him the back. The only reason I care about season 2 anime is to see him animated. I don't give a crap about anything else in season 2. I'm gonna watch it on Twitch though. So, anyways, season 3 is a 3 out of 10. Hey man, I'm not that low on it. I don't think. All right, and another Endorsey one. Endorsey sucks. Her personality is dreadful. She is arrogant and always bitching. I'll never understand why part of the fandom likes her too much. Regarding season 3, I think the writing drops in quality whenever Bam is involved. Bam has become a very uninteresting MC. He is too passive, and everything that happens to him is quite predictable. Lately, I've been more interested in what Yama is doing than Bam. There's nothing here I don't disagree with. Why do I love Mew Love so much? Hold on. I need him on screen. will like wax poetically about the goat. I have Mule Love videos where I talk about this, by the way, so you can always go watch those. I always implore people to go through my Tower of God playlist and talk about any video or I'll click on any video title that interests them. But yeah, listen, every time I remember she won that character popularity for I Can't Read Depressed, I think they're just horny because they think she looks good, and I don't even think she looks that good, but she's not ugly. All right, man. See this man right here? On my first read through of Tower of God, the character that ended up becoming kind of my favorite when I kind of caught up or whatever the case may be was I was a Traumerei stan. I actually found his story to be very engaging. Now, Swiv, you got to know something about me. I tend to align myself with kind of, I don't want to say I'm being a contrarian trying to be different. I just naturally gravitate to characters it seems a lot of people don't care about. Like, it shocks people when I tell them I think Iceberg in One Piece is one of the best characters SIU is crazy. Oda has created, and he's in my top 5. I like Shida Hoshi. Shida Hoshi has gone down for me since some Reverie stuff, but like I tend to like see value in characters that a lot of people just kind of brush over. You ask the people, what's your favorite character? I like Urek, I like Enryu, Jihad, Gustang. They're gonna give you kind of generic stuff. I just my brain just works a little differently than most people. Now, I actually found his story engaging. I love his character design. His character design is childish. He has squiggly lines in his eyes like a scribble to kind of emphasize that childness in him. I like his outfit, the blue. And then he likes chicken. I'm black. I like chicken too. Okay, I'm saying I'm black. Chicken's just delicious. But he also is not a fan of fried chicken. I don't like fried chicken. He likes his chicken spicy and seasoned. He just like me for real, right? Next. When he was like, yo, fuck this FUG, Juvio, Grace guy, I'm gonna get him out to paint. And then he felt ashamed and tried to make up for what he did after the fact. I respected that. Because in that moment, he had a very visceral human reaction because of what FUG did to him and his people or whatever the case. There's more later on we'll get to in a second. But he was like, no, I was wrong for this. Let me make up for it. Part of Chicken Love Club. Bam has been spamming Blue Aura and needs to pay this man his effing royalties for how much he effing helped him. Like, you thought I was memeing? No, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. He is the channel mascot. This is not a game. I'm not memeing when I talk about Mule Love greatness. It's not a joke. He's my favorite character. And when he tapped that like Shinsu reader and it like in the millions, I'm like, oh, he's cold, he's different. And now when he was reintroduced later on, I found that SAU did a lot of good things to reintroduce him. Motivate him by paying for chicken, money, and then the fact that he actually does have beef with the Jihad Empire too for what they did to his like second family or his master and stuff. Like, he has story significance. And a lot of his abilities Bam used for quite some time. Like, again, I like him way more than I should. He's not that integral to the story, but don't ever get it twisted. It's not a joke when I tell you he's my favorite character in Tower of God. And I think it would be extra hilarious if he has the deepest voice of all time. Like, don't give him a high-pitched voice. Don't make it sound chopper. Give this nigga a deep-ass voice and be like, welcome, regulars. I'll be like, yo, what? Like, I would do it. All right, enough. Mule Love glazing, but that's my guy, bro. I got a question. If a Dory or Enry or Phantom Minion shows up in season 3, will it raise the score for you or that doesn't change? It depends on what happens. Like, I don't. How do I best explain this for myself? It's not about that wouldn't necessarily raise the score of season 3 or whatever. Like, it really depends on what they show up and do. It's the execution of it. I don't get excited just to see Half-Life. Honestly, like my personal favorite character, I don't get excited just seeing them. They have to do something worthwhile, right? Yes, when I see Crocodile in One Piece, I pop big because that's my nigga and I hardly see him. Yes, when I see Mule Love in here, I pop big. Seeing Enryu, just to see Enryu, won't do anything for me. Why is he here? What is he doing? How will SIU and the writers and the artists execute the concept of Enryu, Adori, and or Phantom Minim showing up? Because they can come and do something that I don't like, or come and just stand there and just be another powerful figure that's not really being proactive. I won't like that if they show up and do that. But let's say Adori comes and it's like, I'm here to fulfill the 3 orders on some no-nonsense shit and slaps everybody up and locks them up. You're a traitor to the Empire and throws them in jail or whatever. That might move me. As for what, a small thing can't fix something that I have an issue with from top to bottom. So let's say I'm playing a video game that I'm not entirely enjoying, but oh my god, this boss fight and this quest or this mission was amazing. That does not make the game good now. That's one good part in the game. So for me, it could easily be, hey, I'm not the hugest fan of season 3, but this stretch of season 3 is phenomenal. That's probably how more I will do it. I don't really have like nerd knee-jerk reactions left and right and ping-pong other people like, oh, new thing is better. Oh, I love new thing. I love new thing. It takes me a long time to warm up to some things. As Pantagana has taught me, I have primacy bias. I don't really have recency bias. He's also versatile. I love how he has the use of his blade as a saw to get out of the webs. Yep. He was bobbing and weaving. Got his baseball attacks. He can also use fast skip. Don't forget that too. And he has some items. Also, he has the Iron Man contract on the 20th floor that gives him extra buffs and things of that nature. So Mulov is really my guy, bro. Was I on Sully? Am I here? But yeah, Bam, in my opinion, has become less and less interesting as the story has gone along. I do agree with that. We CBL though. I don't doubt my boy. I see so in a sense, and the majority of season 3 do. Well, I would say this, right? No, not really. So let's say, how many chapters is season 3 right now? 200 and something. Let's just argue that season 3 in total ends up being 400 chapters. So let's say about 230 or 200 chapters I don't really like, but we'll use 500. So let's say 230 chapters I don't really like, but later in season 3, the quality is much higher for a very long stretch. That would slowly make me incrementally increase. But the problem with SIU for me is he does this. Okay, this is pretty good. That's great. This fucking sucks. We're back to not bad. Okay, a little below average, a little above average. Great. Bad. There's no line that goes like this, like it climbs upwards. It's a fucking roller coaster. I never know what I'm getting every week. So because there's no consistency, it's a dice roll. I don't know what I'm getting. If he was consistently average, consistently bad, or consistently great, I could do something. But for one stretch, I'm like, these 6 chapters were amazing. These 4 suck. These 2 were solid. I didn't like this one. This one is great. That makes it hard for me to really be like, this is good or bad. It's just I don't know. It's a crapshoot. I just flip a coin and every week is different. He absolutely can redeem season 3 or the series, I would say, in some aspects, I would say, but you can't do it with one arc or one chapter or one character moment. It has to be a body of consistent work. If I, all of a sudden, let's say for most of my basketball career, I'm gonna use football, soccer. For most of my career, I don't score goals. And if all of a sudden, for one season, I score a goal every game, did I all of a sudden become a phenomenal goal scorer? Or could I just be in great form right now? Everything is clicking. I don't know. I have to repeat that. So oh, he's really like that. He can goal score when he wants. One season of me averaging 30 points does not mean I'm a bucket yet. But if I do that shit for 5 seasons, I'm like that. It has to be consistent, Willie. It has to be consistent. We had Gustang and Traumerei's backstory, which was amazing. Then the next two chapters were Dumas versus Bam, which were horrible. That's exactly kind of my point. It has to be consistent, Willie. I'm not sure exactly like how you tend to analyze your stories. Maybe you're just pure enjoyment. I really understand storytelling. I don't try to sit here and act like I'm high and mighty and smarter than everybody because I'm not. Put me in a room where we have to do history. Haha, I don't know history. I'm Zorro. I'm terrible at geography. I don't know where anything on a map is. I can barely add, bro. I'm terrible at math. But writing, stories telling, critical thinking, the deconstructing narratives, and the analyzation of text, that's my forte. That's where I excelled in academia. I have shadowed writers. I have followed creative teams and graphic designers that make actual like comics and games and stuff. I know what I'm talking about. I don't think it's necessarily a one size fits all that every writer must follow these footsteps, but I know what good writing is when I come across it. And a lot of the times what SIU is doing is legitimately not good, bro. It's okay to like it, but you don't have to defend everything he does. I can look at my favorite game or show or movie and tell you what's bad about it because nothing on this planet is perfect. Bam is already too powerful, and nobody in the tower can match him in the fight other than the irregulars and top 20 rankers. And I used to like Bam when he struggled against normal rankers, not high, but now he's so strong no one can beat him. And I want the old tower god where Bam was in a team and they worked together to claim the tower as a regular. Plus his drawing is the ugliest of any character. He does look uglier these days. I agree with that. Hopefully I explained myself well there. I don't know if that made sense, but I feel like a lot of people who've been watching me for a long time don't understand how my brain works yet in some ways. Your brain and my brain are not the same. We don't come from the same place. We're at the same age. It's fine. We don't have to think the same, but I do really think some people need to really study some storytelling concepts, conventions, branch out from just manga and webtoons, read nonfiction, fiction, read stuff from the 60s, read stuff from the 50s, read stuff from Europe, from Japan. Like, my palette is so diverse. Shit, I've read stuff in Spanish and French where, like, I have a good measuring stick to compare things to. Don't just read a bunch of webtoons and think you understand writing. Don't just think because you read a bunch of manga you understand writing. Do you know how writing works for a TV show, for a sitcom, for a film, a script, for a play? I know all these things. I took a course for that. That's why I'm confident saying the things that I say, and I say it with my chest. Not that I'm always right. The Marriage Tournament section of Season 3 has the best overall fight choreography in the entire series and arguably is one, if not the best stretch of fights in Season 3 on a group basis. The visual clutter found in earlier fights of Season 3 seems mostly left behind, and we get many clean action sequences with good art, strong tactics, martial arts, inspiration, and little things that made them so enjoyable. Details like Ren specifically attacking Bam's disarmed side, Lilial's Muay Thai combo on Lime, and the plan to get Lilial captured, to Bam increasing the room's Shinsu density against the Serpent Daddy really itched my brain. My personal favorite is how you can see Yuri's real line travel through the panel gutters before she hooks Tiara's book. Maybe it's the hiatus speaking, but there's an overall level of care in this stretch that I haven't felt too much anywhere else. Interested to know your thoughts. You saying it's the best choreography in the entire series to me is where I disagree. If you said within the third season or up there with some of the best, I would agree with that. I don't think it's better than Bam versus Dada Jihad. I don't think it's better than Rand versus Anak. I don't think it's better than Juvio Grace versus Kaiser the Name Hunter when he was bobbing and weaving through her weapon needle inventory on the blue ore. So I'm with you. I think those were some of the good fights and some of the fights with like decent strategies and tactics and things of that nature. I even like the one with Zami-kun, Jam, and hard concrete booty ass dope Mate. But I can't go as far to say that's the best choreography we got. I can't agree with that. But well said, Battle Popcorn. I guess the gap for me is just that I move on if I see a bad chapter because you make content. I get your point. You invest time and it sucks. Yeah. Like for something like, I don't know, if I'm reading like My Hero and it's like, oh, I don't like this chapter, I just move on with my day. I don't really care because like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but also you have to understand too at one point, Willie, as at one point, I held Tower of God to a very high status because I was very impressed by it. Because I'm like, for an amateur writer and artist, this is very good stuff. And then it kind of fell apart after a while. Like, if I didn't care, Willie, I wouldn't criticize it. Yet that's one thing about me. Let's say I read a chapter of Black Clover and it's bad. You think I'm gonna come on stream and tell you it's bad? I don't fucking care about Black Clover. I don't expect anything from Black Clover. Black Clover has never really impressed me. I don't have expectations. Tower of God was once upon a time one of my favorite pieces of media in general. Was my favorite webtoon, and I thought it had the potential to be one of the greatest stories I ever experienced. So I had it on a pedestal, and maybe that's my fault in some ways, because when I was younger, I would do that to stories. One Piece is another one that suffered in that aspect for me. But it's because I've seen you at your best, I'm going to hold you to that standard. Not be like, oh, it's not that bad, it's pretty good. But we've had great. We've had masterpiece. I don't want good. I don't want not that bad. I want to go back to phenomenal. I am a person that doesn't like to lower the bar of greatness. I can't do that. I wasn't raised that way. That's not how my coaches raised me. I don't move the goalpost. I just can't do that. Other people will do that. I just can't do it. Oh, this player is so good, but he has no rings. But rings aren't everything. That's true, but you play to win the game. If you do not win, you cannot be the best. You have to win. You have to get trophies, rings, hardware, accolades. Trophies already. You have to get that, or you can't be the best. I tell you, Messi is the GOAT because he completed football, plus his stats are insane, plus his play style, plus how he's changed football and what he means to his country. Ronaldo was second best, but he doesn't have a World Cup trophy. I think Jordan's the best. 6 rings, 2 3-peats. That nigga really don't miss. He nice. And he did that with 2-pointers and has a higher higher scoring average than Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 100 points and averaged 50 points for a season. That's impressive to me. So yeah, I don't know. Again, my brain works differently. You don't have to think the way that I do. My hot take is that Traumerei did nothing wrong. In the Tower of God series, it seems that it's had a main threat via the family heads, or at least they have had played a major antagonistic role that drives the direction of the story. Every aspect of the story revolves around the family heads, directly or indirectly, as a result of their influence, which can be felt throughout the entire tower, which makes sense because they are revered as gods due to their status and the mere fact they have insane levels of power that cannot be matched by any in-tower habitant. The family heads, mainly the Jihad Empire, have created rules for those that live in the tower, such as tests, laws, and ranking classification. Many regulars hate the system the family heads have created and want to abolish it by causing the complete and utter destruction of the family. Is that true? Do people hate the system? They created an entire terrorist organization just to complete their task. But I feel like I don't know that am I missing something? Maybe I'm forgetting a blog post or a piece of text. But are people's problem the ranking system or the fact that they're unstoppable gods that could do what they want, and a lot of their families go to the middle area and commit heinous crimes? I might have to recheck that myself. Maybe I'm misremembering something. Sorry, hold on. And FUG has Loose as the head, he has personal beef. There are many problems to this plan. One being they don't actually have a better system. What is the goal after they defeat the family heads? If you really think about it, the family heads entered the tower. There was chaos and war between the machine and nature god. The family heads brought order to a place without order. So are they really bad for doing that? Now to the main reason I think Traum did nothing wrong. When we see Traumerei pin his girlfriend, murder on Enkidu, many people saw Traum as a sociopath. that feels no real emotion and try to hide him. Well, they're not fucking reading if they think he's a sociopath. He obviously felt something. That's why he discarded his memories and emotions about it. But I can't speak for other people. Maybe you're more plugged into the community than I am. But think about it from his perspective. He believes that he is moral, that he is powerful. He gets to decide right from wrong. I want to be clear and state that I do not know if Jihad has pure intentions by closing the 135th floor. But let's say there is good, just for argument's sake. If this is true, is it not justified for him to murder his girl for the greater good? She wanted to create chaos and possibly cause the destruction of the tower so she can feel her desire to climb the tower. This also goes back to Trump telling Enkidu the truth does not matter. This sort of reminds me of the Watchmen comment. You have two absolute ideologies clashing, chaos and order, both which lead to horrific crimes, war crimes, and just overall bad deeds, but only one leads to the destruction of the tower world. If you knew that your girl could join a group that could destroy the world and you had the power to stop her by killing her, then is it really wrong to do so and lie about it? What if it means the world will be safe? What does a lie mean when faced with the possibility of Armageddon? I think Traumerei has justifiable reasoning for siding with Jihad other than just to claim power for himself. That is a byproduct, but I don't think wants power to just have it. I think he follows because he sees Jihad as a savior, someone that can save the mortal world from its own destruction. I think most people in the tower have a family with Jihad and the family heads, not the ranking system itself. While Lurek went to the ranking admin because he was lower than Phantom Minions, so I believe other people will get angry at their ranking. Their ranking system isn't the problem. The second just family had this understanding. This is the hottest take that I've seen. These are one of these questions. These are one of these. I need. Yeah, it doubles as both. Like it's partially like a theory, and I have to like stay in line with his moral compass and ethical code and how he views things for it to really fall into place. And I don't necessarily hate this. This is why I need to do that video, Morality in the Tower. This is one of those things where it's like, if this is the way that you see it and look at it, I can't tell you that you're wrong, but my point of view and perspective is completely different. Like, how best to put this? I like this. I like this comment, by the way. For some people, murder is unjustifiable. It doesn't matter what the reason was. Self-defense. Like, for some people, if you take another life, you're a fucking monster. You should go to hell. It's a commandment. Right? For some people, they think there's things worse than taking someone's life. Like, I can't speak for what it is that how you look at the world ideologically and philosophically. So it's hard for me to really comment on this. Now, do I disagree? Yes. If someone was like, Naya, the woman you love has to die by your hands for the world to be safe. I'm not doing that. I'm the type of protagonist that would try to do both. And maybe in doing both, I doom us all. But I'm not killing my girlfriend to save the world, my wife to save the world. I'm going to save my wife and try my absolute best to save the world. I'm not sacrificing anybody. I'm not doing that. I can't speak for other people, though. You know what I'm saying? What else did he say here that I thought was interesting? Hold on. The Watchmen thing, I get it because it was kind of like Ozymandias and Dr. Manhattan and stuff. So I kind of get what he's saying there. But like, okay, I locked off this. Like, okay, actually, I kind of know where I want to go with this. I would always take freedom, free will, adventure, the ability to do what it is that I believe that I should do, even with the dangers of freedom, death, disease, bad people. I could at any moment contract something, whatever the case may be, over a authoritarian, totalitarian society where I'm safe. But it's like, you must wear this uniform. You must walk, march, and step. This is your designated job because this is what your DNA biometrics say you must do. You must be in bed by 8 p.m. Curfew has been. I don't want to live in a world like that. Even if I knew I could live forever and never get sick. I can't live like that. I want to be free. So if the king of the tower was like, I'm protecting y'all from the danger, let me go and die from the danger. If whatever's on the 135th floor is going to kill me, let me make that decision. I will make peace with it in the afterlife. I choose danger. I choose free will and freedom with the dangers that come with it. So that's why me and you, something central. Kanoko Central, we're just ideologically not looking at this from the same vantage point. You're coming from the left, I'm coming from the right. I don't dislike this comment though, but I think Traumerei did do something wrong, and so did Jihad. That's just me personally. Traumerei's the best character of season 3. I don't hate that take. I don't agree, but I don't hate that take. I got another hot take. SIU is not using his world building at his best as he could. Yes, he has shown us many places and crazy lore, but he said the floors were like continents. We should explore more. We should do that. Wow, that's a thin line you said, Naya. Imagine New York without rules. I do think people need rules, not like Joker or said chaos. Yeah, I didn't say no rules or sorry, did I say lawlessness? I didn't say lawlessness. My point is like, It's like the structure of like, you must do this, you must do that, you must walk in step. Like, obviously, if we live in complete anarchy and lawlessness, humans will do heinous stuff. That wasn't the point. I wasn't saying do the purge. That wasn't my point. My point is just, I will always take the dangers that come with freedom over the security that comes with being overly safe. Like, stay in your, like, even with the pandemic, let me go outside. If I wasted, let that be my decision. Now, I understand that's a little different because of the whole thing that it was, you could be invisible, whatever, and you can give it to somebody and you're going to kill grandma. I get that, but my point is, like, what the fuck is upstairs slamming and closing like that? Give me a second. Jesus Christ. The ghost of grandma's upstairs? No, my door was open. The stopper wasn't there, so the wind was blowing it open and shut. That was my door. But yeah, my point wasn't everybody just be free and do whatever the hell you want. Yeah. No, that wasn't the point. The point was like, I'm talking about societies where the police or the authorities force you in line. Like, they're like there with their fucking batons and hey, you. User 88215456. Walk faster. I don't want to live in a world like that. I'm cool with the dangers that come with freedom. I've always been okay with it. I don't like being locked down. I don't like you telling me I can't go here. You have to take this thing, put Mountain Dew in your arm. I hate that shit. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. I have autonomy of mind and body and free will. Majority of season 3 felt episodic rather than us following some storyline. Monster of the Weekish, interesting. Too many people do different things that it sometimes becomes hard to figure out how they even connect to the plot or the story of the characters they're in. I feel it. Would I like to be in the world of Tower of God? There's not many fictional worlds I would like to be in. No, I wouldn't like to be in Tower of God. I suppose if I can leave. If I could enter the tower and be in a regular, so I have all the hacks, and then I could leave, sure. But if I have to stay in the tower, no. I would not want to be under Jihad's rule. Who the hell are you? I don't want to be under anyone's rule. No prime minister, no president, no king or queen tells me what to do. No boss. I don't listen to my bosses at work. Do you know how many times the boss will say to something, I'm like, I'm not doing that, and go back to what I'm doing? I don't listen to authority. I've opened this way. This is a personal problem. I mean, I do not listen to people or authority. I will always do what the fuck I want to do. That's just how I am. I don't know what's wrong with me. That might be a brain defect, but like, you know what I'm saying? So you would do a Serena, just peace. Yeah, just I'm out of here, bro. I'll, I'll be like, oh, a cool tower. What's here? It's like, oh, it's lame in here. Can I leave? And then try to peace out. Try to leave. Nah, like people are like, oh, Naya, like, would you like to be in the One Piece universe? No. If I'm a regular civilian, it's tough out there. Like, no, like, there's not. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I would love to be in the world of Naruto or Bleach. I don't want to live in any of these worlds. It's dangerous and scary. Unless I know for sure I'm gonna be like a top tier. And even then, I would fuck off. I would be a strong person you can never find. Like, if I'm Superman, you're not finding me. I'm staying in my fortress. Leave me alone. I don't like y'all. I want to go back to Krypton. Tower of God Webtoon Season 3 or Season 4. Season 4 deserve many unknown jihad princesses face reveal. Okay. Bam's devouring gimmick is ruining the story. Okay. It was interesting at first, but now it's getting out of hand. Will we really have to debate whether he was fighting at full strength after every battle he has, week in and week out? I see posts explaining his powers over and over again, and it's really irritating. And now Rack and these other regulars are beating rankers too. Get this garbage out my face, man. Bring back the real MC Wagner. I think SIU or BAM, whatever, is like his refusal to make him master something before he gets an additive power or consolidate what he has now before the next thing is my issue. I'm okay with him having the devouring technique replication gimmick personally. Like, if that's his thing, that's his thing. I'm fine with it on a very surface based level. It's kind of how it's executed. I'm with you. There's like all this stuff inside of him that he won't do or use or fuse together. Or he has to be emotionally or knocked out, and then something in him is like, hey, Bam, you want some power up? But it's these are just tropes that happen, you know? So, wait, were you Phantom Minim? You went inside the tower, you saw what's in there, you saw us lame and left? All I'm saying is, have you ever seen me and Phantom Minim in the same place at the same time? Shh, watch out. Naya, damn, you gonna let your loyal chat die like that for a girl? I don't want to die. Their ability should have came with invitations or conditions. We need Wagner. We do need Wagner. Many people really love Wagner. I do agree the story is better with him. I'm not a Wagner enjoyer to that degree, but I miss bro. I miss my Pokemon trainer. No, I don't like that. I miss my monster tamer. Shibisu is, I think, with where's my guy Isu? I gotta think about that. Someone might remember. It's not about letting people die. It's just like, I could see myself if I'm a protagonist of the world or a fantasy series or whatever, and someone was like, I'm gonna drop Gwen Stacy and I'm gonna drop Aunt May. You have to pick one who will live, Spider-Man. My point is, I'm not making a decision. I'm going to do everything in my power to do both, and maybe I fail. But I could live with myself doing that. If I let the love of my life, mother of my kids, die to save the world, do you know what I have to do for the rest of my life? Live with that decision. Have you guys ever had to live with a major regret like that? You ever got into a fight with somebody you love, admire, and respect, and they fucking die, and you never got to make up after that argument? I've gone through that. That hurts. It's hard to live with. Imagine the person you love you killed to save the world. You can be like, yeah, I did the right thing, whoop-de-whoop, blah, 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 but you have to live with yourself. This reminds me of, what fucking movie was this in? Was it Pirates of the Caribbean? Where it's like his dad said something to Jack Sparrow that I liked. About having to live with the consequences of your actions. That's the part you're not thinking about. And a lot of you aren't as mentally strong as you think you are. Because I would argue I have a lot of mental resilience, and even I crumble at some points and falter and break. So, could you live with the rest of your life knowing you let the person you love the most die? Or you killed them on purpose to save the world? What if you go crazy in a few years and you become the new problem the world has to deal with? You guys don't think more than one layer deep sometimes. I love y'all. I want y'all to live, but I'm trying to save my fiance, wife, mother of my kids, and the world at the same time. And maybe I lose both, but at least I tried. That's just how I see it. Maybe I watched too much superhero shit. Aunt May, that girl a whole, not gonna lie. Oh man, Ace Vane version is for sure. I think my hottest takes are TOG fights and choreography are not as unreadable as people think. This is a season 3 problem mostly, Violin. This is not a for most of the series. I agree with this. Art SIU art is great. Some people complaining about the art. His style is still unique. No, it's not. And very detailed compared to a ton of other manhwas I've seen. That I can't argue with. Just because I don't really read manhwas anymore or webtoons anymore. He found a way to greatly blend 2D and 3D, even in a black and white filter. SCU's art can compete with mangas. The parts here I disagree with. Season 3 choreography is terrible. I don't know why people are mad about the art. The art's not bad to me, though some facial expressions are weird, or at least different. My problem with the art is that it's become generic. It looks like every other webtoon. It's lost its distinctive flair. That's my problem. But see, Chief, this is what I was saying when some people came to make their hot take. How can I shake my ass for slave in utero? And how can I put have my cape flap in the wind? Again, I can't tell you what to think or how to feel, but I don't agree with some of that. The 2D, 3D part, I don't know if my eyes even trained enough to catch that, but I don't think he's a bad artist. I've never called him that. But his fights have been hard to follow. Like the Joker said, someone just needs a bad day to go off the rails. Yeah. The killing. Is that the Killing Joke? That's a Killing Joke, right? Yeah. So yeah, right. I got eyes too, bro. Like let's not lie like that. Even Haku said in her Kuber discussion that TOG and art isn't as unique anymore. Yeah. That's my biggest problem. It's become generic. Not like it's not distinct. Like you might call One Piece art bad now, but at least I know it's Oda's art style. Like I know when Oda drew something, it's very distinct. If you identify yourself as a hero, then choosing the selfish thing is like betraying yourself. But I am not that. I'm not a hero. That's why I don't know if I used the word hero, but I think I said if I was a hero or something. But like I'm not a good person, so don't even expect that from me. I operate in the gray area. That's my forte. I'm not a good person. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm not here to save nobody. Save your damn self. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. No saving hoes. All right. I feel as if Kun and Iraq are too strong right now. Okay, I should not. Are too strong. I mean, I'm such an asshole. Read the comment first before you react, Naya. God damn it. I feel as if Kun and Iraq are too strong right now. I don't even think Urek Mazino could be boxing with rankers when he was climbing the tower. So them being there and staying alive throughout the battle doesn't make sense to me. This is interesting because so many people tell me Mazino came into this tower as strong as he is and never got any stronger or any weaker. So it's interesting you're coming from that standpoint. I can't agree or disagree with this. I don't even know what SIU. What do you want to draw? What do you want to draw? That's my answer. We need way more. Rachel, she moves the plot the most. I can agree with this. What do you want to draw? For someone who you see evolution in his art from season 1 and season 3, I just respect him, but that's because I don't draw. I suck at that, and doing it week to week, it's crazy. His art is better than JJK or Chainsaw Man. I agree with that. That I agree with. JJK and Chainsaw Man artwork doesn't really move me. Is that my package? Yes. The package. Sorry. Package. My lean is here. My drugs and crack cocaine and needles and heroin. What? I was hacked. If I had superpowers, I'll be dunking in the NBA, saving y'all. Again, I know me. And again, I always know what one power I could choose if I could only choose one. Give me the Speed Force. So I'm a speedster in the world. I'm not telling anybody. You would never know. I'm not showing off. I'm not going in public doing speed feats or whatever. Like, yeah, if I'm like walking and like I see the air conditioner fall, it's gonna hit somebody. Yeah, I'll slap it out the way in super speed or move you out the way. But like, no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm going to occasionally go to like people I think don't have too much money. I'm gonna take it myself and live my life and be as discreet as possible and portray myself as a normal person. That's just how I am. I don't desire fame. I don't desire none of that. I just wanna I just wanna live my life. Rachel is a vindictive, opportunistic, and cowardly little thing, but if you hate her for how things went with Bam, then your hate is misplaced. Rachel wants to climb specifically without Bam for some reason, but she isn't really an antagonist to Bam. She is. She's an antagonist. That's not you can't say that because of what she's willing to do. Actually, hold on. She doesn't seem to care that he's in the tower or that he's climbing. She even tried to send him up early during the crown game. If Bam just accepted that she's wanting to climb with him, they probably could still be in friendly terms. Currently reading something. You are forgetting something. You are. I don't dislike the take that your hate is misplaced for hating for those reasons because you become a hypocrite if you like certain characters. And she does want to climb, doesn't care about him, but she does want to be the main character. And there's a part of her that's kind of afraid of Bam, but it seems their destinies and fates are intertwined in some way, shape, or form. But I don't dislike what you have to say here, all things considered. Super speed is like one of the best powers. Yeah, I would love to have a speed force. Obviously, just make me Kryptonian and I'm happy. Let me get powered by the sun. Let me be a Kryptonian. But I ain't saving the world. What? She tried to kill him like 4 times and usurp his destiny. But then you already admit you have the speed force when the stream started. All right, secret. I'm publish the stream. Don't tell nobody. Hey Twitch, plug your ears. The marriage tournament should have been allowed to play out thematically. It would have been a callback to the workshop battle, but with a twist. And Bam and his allies could face off against proxies for a larger group instead of being outclassed by rankers. Then we'd have a chance to highlight some of the women in the tower. Fair enough. I unironically think Rack will pierce Dumat's heart because he said he would. Yeah. Yo, Luminary Nox, let me tell you why I'm not mad at this. I was convinced Tura was going to kill Yasracha. Because Tura was like, Yasracha. And then one day I'm like, I didn't even think he was going to beat him. It'd be some like, Yasracha was like on his like last like, and he's like, you remember me? He's like, Tura, Goat Man, the goat. He's like, this is for my people. like finish him off like when he's already on his like last like his last life as a cat, like 9 lives if you will. I don't hate that take. That's funny. Sun powers can work in Canada. First of all, yes, being in direct sunlight is better, but as long as the sun is out, I'm absorbing solar radiation. You know how it works. 2, I could fly above the clouds to absorb the sunlight. Why are we disrespectful? Hold on. The package! Oh, I'm so excited. I can't even tell you what's in here. I can't tell you what's in here yet. Don't sleep on the goat, man. I have hope. But Yasracha's already dead. Or was it Gust? Who does he want to kill? Was it Gustang? It was Yasracha, right? Like Yasracha's already dead now, so it doesn't matter. But hey, shout out to Tura. He was too raw. The story is no longer worth reading. Season 1 and 2 were good, but everything after turned the story to complete trash. Imagine you have a huge job breaker and it tastes amazing at the start. Days go by and you're still working your way through it just because it's that good. Eventually you'll get halfway through and the job breaker is not as good as it was when you first started, but it's still good. Season 2. You keep on eating the jawbreaker, but as the days go, you notice a slight bitter taste. The bitterness becomes increasingly more bitter the more you eat the jawbreaker, but you continue eating it because you feel like it's going to go back to being good as it was during the start. You continue eating it because you still have hope, but it just keeps getting bitter and more bitter, and eventually it starts taking like poo poo. At this point, you know the jawbreaker won't ever go back to being as sweet as the start, but you just pray that it becomes less bitter, so you force yourself to keep eating it because you might as well finish it because you spent all this time eating it. Season 3, current Tower of God. Is it a Tenga? Oh, no. If it was Tenga, I'll just tell you. I've had those before. I wouldn't tell you. I have a Tantally fucking jiggly booty butt shit in my room. It's not that. I wouldn't care. I'll just tell you that. I don't give a damn. I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck. Not gonna lie. I never thought that deeply about jawbreakers. I won't even lie to you. I've never eaten a jawbreaker properly. I bite the fuck out that bitch and start chewing. So I'm the worst person to ask. You will know what's in here at some point, but it's just not time yet. It could really be lean though. What if it's really lean? And heroin and crack cocaine. What if I'm not joking? What if I'm out here moving that work, bro? I'm in these streets, son. I'm not in these streets. I'm lying. I'm in these streets in a different way. I'm street walking. But yeah. How the fuck do you do that? Aren't those things hard as fuck? Yeah, and that's why my teeth are terrible now. That's the sign of a true contrarian. Also, sometimes I will do it a little bit normally and bite it, but you know what it is? The back, my back teeth, like I don't know what they call. I forgot to call molars. They're very strong. I've opened things with my teeth. I stopped doing it these days because I've made my teeth bad by doing not my teeth bad, but I've weakened them to some degree by doing that. Like the enamel on my teeth is on my right side of my mouth is bad, but I was unhinged. But I didn't have patience. Like even like a lollipop that's gum in the middle. I try my best. And sometimes I'm like I want the fucking gum. I'm just impatient. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not impatient, but like with candy I am. I love candy. I think we aren't far enough in the story to call SIU on any form of bad writing as it's possible it'll make sense in the grand scheme of things. I wish you didn't do this because I have to cook you. I have to. I really wish you didn't say this because I have to put you in your place. Because if you can do one thing, you can do the other. I cannot stand the idea that, okay, what's a good example? I'll think of an example in a second. You can't judge the story yet. It's not finished. We have to see how it all plays out. Okay. But why can't I judge what's already here and amend my opinion as subsequent chapters come out? I don't understand this. I've never understood. This is one of those thought processes I don't get, where it's like, first of all, if you think being 600 chapters and a decade plus into a series is not enough time to call out some bad writing, is insane to me. Insane. I'm not isolating season 3. It's still a part of the overall narrative. I'm not isolating it. If I can judge, if you can tell me to wait, then I could also judge week to week or with what we already have. I just don't like that thought process. It's not fair. You can't have it one way and say, no, you can't do that. You can only do it this way. No, I can do it both ways. You could not like the other side, but that's fine. Because I don't like when people say this, but I guess you're allowed to think that way. I just don't like that. It is season 3 and it's not too early. Don't tell me how I'm supposed to eat you. Big fact. Back in the day, I learned opening bottle caps with my teeth. Yeah, I used to do that. And the moment I couldn't open something, I would do this with the back of my mouth. I don't know, man. I can't agree with this comment, unfortunately. White whoops Calivan. Aside from that, I got a bunch of theories and predictions. I disagree, sir. Lilia had a little more promise than has more promise than Kaiser. That's not a hot take. She's a hot princess. from a 10th grade family. Elaine was a candidate to become one, but didn't become one. Her potential is not. That's like literally. Fair enough, Mario Cat. Shout out to you though. The guy basically took that long to say season 3 it's bad, and he didn't say what was good or bad in the beginning. There's that too. Like sometimes they just say something and I don't know. I'm tired. I'm ready to be done with this. Get through these fucking comments. I want to engage with my package. Okay. SIU really dropped the ball with the rankings and they don't mean anything anymore. I agree. I do get that the rankings are part political to not just strength, recognition, influence, and power. I just need to be impressed that Jinsung and Ivanka were top 100. I used to be impressed, sorry. But it seems that every arc, someone is scaling way past them, Calvin and White, Robodon, Dumas, and I feel like the fact we know little to nothing about the top dogs in the 10 families, Jihad Squadron, Commanders in Red Division, Blue Holes, and Ancients, Natives, feels like being the top 100 isn't a big deal anymore. I don't disagree with this. Disagree with that. Oh, we're almost done. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do a refresh real quick just to make sure that no one commented while I was here. That's happened before. You got one more comment, but I don't know if it's a new one. Boom. There we go. Don't know if it's really a hot take, but I'm more scared for Gustang than Traumerei. Actually, I am too, bro. Esther keeps showing Gus had the upper hand against Traumerei, and that's true subversion. That's a true subversion. Will be Gustang just being Traumerei. I believe Traumerei has some type of trump card or something that will flip the situation. TLDR, I'm all in on the Traumerei agenda. I'm with you. I don't think that's wrong. Tower God is a C- story that has an A start. I'd give it A+. The flaws of Tower God are stuff that he could remedy if he had more stories or just took time to think. The pure understanding of the value for cost and results in the story is important. Agreed. It feels like SIU lost love for his story or main characters, but just wants to tell the story of the 10 great families in Jihad. I don't know if, okay, you can really feel that he loves the lore of TOG, but when you think about what he's had to pass through with Naver and his health, you can understand some of it. Fair enough. My guy in Ponzu. I just popped in. Are these hot takes or just takes everyone agree with? They're supposed to be hot takes, but the spiciness level was better the first time I did this. Y'all had some way better, crazier takes. Like, I like this one. Like, White will smoke Caliban. Like, I used to get stuff like this. Whoops, Caliban. I don't agree, but like, it's a lukewarm take stream for the most part. There's a couple of hot takes though. Then a lot of capping for SIU. A lot of capes in the wind. Okay. Hot take 1. Chosh should have died at the nest. He's not a character. It's another weapon for Bam. Is friendship and crush for Dowan Borg and her and Karaka have better chemistry. I agree with this and are aesthetically more. 2. Bam doesn't have Riz. The harem doesn't exist. It's only in endorsing who's rude, abusive, and sometimes Yuri who's a crazy stalker and a little brother complex are the ones that love a little brother too much. The rest with Lilial don't care. Shilial's a gold digger. Garam is the older sister's figure. I don't even know what Riz really is or means. Like, I know it means like charisma, but it's like, if I am a person who's good looking and in good shape and women like me, is that Riz? Or is it if I walk up and I'm like, like, yo, what you saying, ma? Like, yo, my name's Kuna Dwan, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like is that Riz? Like, if I could talk you up? Or is it just existing and getting bitches? Like, what does Riz mean? Or is it are both things true at once? I'm not 100% sure. So I hate that word so much too. I hate the word Riz. So I don't know. But fair enough. I don't think Bam has swag like that. So I just want to agree with that part. Lilian has nothing wrong. Yes, she's a brat. She's forced to be married to a man she doesn't want to be loved as enemy because daddy wants to play matchmaker. If it was a random no-name guy instead of Bam, most people would have been on her side hoping she will be saved because of Bam with harem. I don't think she's wrong for being a spoiled entitled princess. That makes sense. And yes, arranged marriages are not necessarily it. My issue is that I just think she's insufferable in every panel that I see her. I just don't like her. She's annoying. That's all. And V is not him. I feel there's a lot of parading and glazing for a dead man we know little to nothing about. I'm willing to just wait and see with V. I'm kind of with you. I'm not here to denigrate V the way that Lizard would and say he was a bad person. Jahan was better. Like, we don't know that. And I'm not saying to tell you he was the most nicest guy that ever existed. I don't know that. I'll wait until I see what happens. We always get hit with the maybe later. When Bam asks, all we know is V has the best tension. Warlord clapped on Lee's cheek to make Bam, and he was still interested in what happens in the tower, unlike the rest, due to the power growing. And Edouan figured V would make a better king. Me and you are lock and step with that. Like, it's not about like go based off on what we know already. Calm it down. Who glazes? There's people who glaze V. I see it. Some people just assume because he's Bam's dad and Bam is nice that he was like the nicest guy of all time. Read 2077 Cyberpunk. Is that what it's for? Thank you for following. So a lot of people are on his side, but some people think V was a bad person. That's why Gustang said that your father was the worst person ever. But some people also think that he's saying that because Zahard is actually Bam's dad. These are one of those things that it goes along with what it is that you personally think and what you care about. But yeah, not gonna lie, some of these MCs do not have enough of personality to have swag. Yeah, I agree with that. Me existing or doing some arbitrary thing that your clan, whatever, and then you like me forever and stalk me does not mean I have Riz. So, but that's the last one. Does anybody in the chat have a hot take they would like to share about Tower of God? Do I have any hot takes? I don't think I have any hot takes. All of my takes are just my takes. I don't lukewarm, magma, cold, icicle. I don't know. I see, like, I'm gonna say something, but it's not a hot take to me. I think the story would do a lot better if you just trimmed all the fat, cut all the unimportant characters out. Don't show me Gustang ever again. Sang is not important. Remove her. Boro and Sachi are effing useless. Don't show me them again unless it's like a scene where Bam is like struggling to beat Jihad and it's like, Bam, we believe in you. And friendship, knock him up, power up. Like, you could do that. Otherwise, or they react, but otherwise, they're not important. Get rid of them. Stop pretending. But that's not a hot take. I don't think so. I think Dada Jihad should have won the fight against Bam. I've always said I don't think he lost. They just kind of stopped fighting because they could both keep going in a manner of ways. But I think that was a better storytelling decision. But I guess they wanted to bring in the real Zahard and have him choke him. SU hasn't been writing the story ever since the blog posts were deleted. That's my hot take. So you think it's his assistants? A Kubera version of this would be interesting. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm doing a hot takes for Kubera, and I'm doing theories and like prognostications, predictions, and stuff like that. I'm doing that next. So, absolutely. Maybe this is a hot take for you. I hated Anak the first time I read Tower God a long time ago in the beginning. I don't think you were necessarily meant to like her until you maybe became a little bit more sympathetic to her story. So I don't think that's a crazy take. But I liked her. She made the crown game lit. Her and Young Sleep made the crown game lit to me. That's why I really like them. Really early on. So Anak, I like her, but I'm not mad at that. That's fine. I can't to me so a lot of things that are super personal in my opinion, I can never get mad at you. A lot of times, if you have a personal opinion of something, I don't care that you have it. It's just sometimes people try to qualify with a dumb reasoning. I'm gonna give you some sports example. Somebody tried to tell me Ronaldo was the 13th greatest football player of all time. Like, you don't have to like him, but let's not lie. Let's not lie. He's second. He can't be lower than second. Right? Or I think LeBron is I don't really like LeBron, but it's because LeBron is really not really a good passer. So we're just lying. See, don't say something you feel and then qualify it with a stupid statement or lie. That's all I ask. If you don't like LeBron, you don't have to like LeBron. You can just be like, I hate Cleveland. I don't like him. I don't like the fact that he lies all the time. You don't even have to have a reason. Just be like, I hate that nigga with all my heart. And I'll be like, all right, cool. But when you try to quantify it with some BS, it's because of this or that, I don't want to hear it. That's kind of how I am. So I 100% believe that the assistants are in the driver's chair now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, we will be watching season 2 of the Tower of God anime on Twitch. Absolutely, we will. We will. Um, I'm probably gonna have to private them and throw them on Patreon though, because I don't know how to bypass copyright stuff with that. So it probably if you don't catch it live, it's a Patreon exclusive. But I'm going to. I think her character was good, but her personality didn't like her. I became more neutral later on, but her for beating Rand, she has diluted. Her and Rand kind of tied though. It was Paracool who beat them. Jihad's blood and some random regular father or some ish, and probably you was telling me Rand a direct descendant is equal. Hot take is that the princess system is so genius and so cool. We get a group of powerful women from different tribes and family powers and weapons trying to marry the king, but in reality it's to trap the princesses, so it could be a story by itself. Agreed. If he can lie, then so can I. She didn't beat Rand. It was, yeah, she did. Oh, Simi, I had already made this promise to myself a long time ago. I did not ride the season 1 wave the way I should have. And whether that was me hating on it, fake liking it, which I wouldn't do, or trying to be neutral, I missed that. I missed that bag. I saw what that did for other creators. I'm not making that mistake with season 2. Sink, swim, or drown, whatever the case, or stay afloat. I'ma suck it up, bro. I'm doing it. I'm not messing up my own bag like that ever again. I could have eaten, bro. I saw how much some people grew, because I covered like 4 episodes and said this shit's ass. I'm done. So I just have to make the business decision to suck it up, bro. It is. I don't want to watch it, but I'm going to make it. I'm gonna suck it up. Anak really annoyed when she acted like the Black March was hers, like move from around me, little girl. Yeah, I hate cocky little arrogant brats. Yeah, fair enough. You were too honest, Naya? Yeah. I mean, I don't think I was too honest, because I was still getting a lot of views from them. But people will just come in the comments and say, you're ugly and stupid and dumb, and I disagree with you, and I think you're a bad person because you don't like the same anime that I like. And I'm like 31, so I don't care about children acting volatile on the internet. I've long been past that. That stuff doesn't bother me at all. But it's the fact that I didn't continue to talk about the anime at all. I just kind of covered my eyes and plugged my ears, and I shouldn't have done that. Plus, Mew love tax, so we're going to be here for that. But anyways, I appreciate you guys coming for this. We'll think of some cool other Tower of God stream to do that. He can be honest. He can honest his way into a bag if he kept watching. Hopefully it's good. Yeah, hopefully it's better. Like, for all you know, it could be better. But here's a hot take. Lilial is stronger than one-on-one than Dorsey. I actually think they're pretty even based on what we saw, so I'm not mad at that take. And apparently, if was she gonna sneak attack her with like a claw attack or something, that would have bodied her. I'll always play the streams. I have some place where I can talk to others who read these series and vent to. Yeah, my place. I've always wanted to be a place where people of differing opinions can come and talk. Like, unfortunately, I'm not the type of person who's always negative or always positive. It just depends on what I get. Some people, a lot of content creators will pretend to like something they don't. I will look you in the eye and tell you I don't like this. I don't care if I liked it for 6 years prior, because I've been very honest about how I felt about One Piece this past like year. Just don't like what I've been seeing. Wano's not good. I don't like Egghead. I don't like it. It doesn't move me. You want me to pretend? I'm not gonna pretend, bro. You come here if you want my authentic thoughts and opinions and feelings. Do you want to be lied to, or you want just positive? Go somewhere else. That's not who I am. Do you guys think it's ridiculous in the last chapter how Dorsey is just surviving around 2 family heads and regulars just moving around trying to see the king piece? I definitely thought about that, and her and Bellarire doing that. But everyone told me they're not focusing on them. They're fighting each other and they're not going all out. So the fact that I had an opinion makes me a stupid, dumb black. So, yeah. That's all I got for you. All right, I got things I want to do. Goodbye. Stream's over.